Okay, welcome everybody to this event. I'm State Representative-elect John Riley, and I'm just glad to see such a great turnout here today for this historic event. And this is an historic event. I think many of us, myself included, take for granted the election process and the unbelievable blessing we have in this country to have a changing of leadership in a peaceful setting. I can speak to this quite closely because of my own election in the primary, which was decided by very few votes, actually 29 votes out of 13,000 cast. And at the time, people would say, hey, John, you got 29 votes, that's no problem. This is in Oakland County, things are run really well, and you have nothing to worry about. And they were right. Things in this county are run very well, and our election process we often take for granted is a superb testament to what the founders set up in this nation. So we should always be thankful for that and realize the blessing that it is. A few things I want to mention. First off, we have 7 more board members that are going to get sworn in today. And I don't know all these board members. I don't have to know all of them, but I know this about them. They are all hard workers. You don't get elected to these positions without being a hard worker, and that is a testament to what they've done. They've campaigned, they've talked to a lot of people. One thing for sure, when we elect these people, we know that they are hard workers. And their views may be different than ours. We all have various views, but in the campaigning process, their responsibility is to let the population know what their views are, and it's your responsibility, all those that vote, to know what their views are, so you know who you're electing. And lastly, about these folks that are elected, they are not sitting on the sidelines. You know, a lot of people complain about all the situations and what's going on in our nation, but we often just talk about it. These people are doers. These people are in the arena. They're going to be faced with lots of tough decisions. They're going to be faced with a lot of criticism. And, but they're the man in the arena, and if anybody knows about what Teddy Roosevelt had some famous lines about this, about the man in the arena sets apart because he's in the arena, and they are. So we all should have much respect for them for these attributes that they do have. And then also I just wanted to mention that these board members are going to be sworn. They're going to be sworn in, saying that they're going to stand up for the Constitution of the United States. And this republic, and that's a big deal. This republic is held together by laws, and that's what separates us from a democracy. And that's an important thing. It's not majority rule here, and praise God for that. The minority has a say in things, and these members that were elected are going to uphold that. And we can help them out by reminding them of that if we see them straying from what the law says. This is not an ends justifies the means situation. This is the protection of the minority through the laws that we have in place. That's what the founders knew and believed in, and that's what makes this great nation great. Lastly, I would just like to ask everybody to please stand and remain standing. We're going to start out with the, I will lead in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Getz Trio. Who are going to lead us in the national anthem, and then followed by Pastor Steve Sanders from Lake Orion Baptist Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Side over here so I can get a shot of them. Yes. Thank you. I got him. Oops. I got it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gay.
Thank you, girls. Please join me, if you would, in a word of prayer. Our dear, gracious Father God, we praise you this morning for this opportunity to bow before you, to acknowledge your goodness and your greatness. You are our creator, we your creation. We owe you our very lives, our gratitude, our praise, and our obedience to your word. That word tells us that the hearts of kings are in your hands and that you turn them where you will. You instituted human civil government and have ordained that it will run efficiently, effectively, and equitably only when the principles of your word are followed. You tell us that we are to be subject to the governing authorities because there is no authority in place except those that have been put there by you, and that these in authority are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. You tell us to pray, to be thankful for those in authority, and we are, that they may lead a peaceful and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way, so that we can have the freedom to do what you would have us do. Lord, none of these servants being sworn in today are kings, but they are duly elected by this community to perform a trust. They have been given this responsibility ultimately by you. Thus, we pray for them now and in the days, weeks, and months ahead, that they will govern with honor, with respect, with integrity, especially in this post-truth culture in which we live. Father, I pray these things for Trustee Brian Burney, for Trustee Mike Flood, for Trustee Ron Slewinski, for Trustee John Steimel, for Treasurer Donnie Steele, Deputy Treasurer Pam Dome, Clerk Penny Schultz, Deputy Clerk Susan Paula, Supervisor Chris Barnett, and Deputy Supervisor Jeff Stout. We ask all of this in the name above all names, Jesus Christ, our supreme sovereign, King of kings, and Lord of lords. Amen. Amen. You may be seated.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Orion Township. And just like we start our board meetings with good news, we're going to start today with a little bit of good news. M24 construction is almost over. So, talk about a test of patience. And I know, Pastor Steve, as you're praying, I'm just thinking about just all the businesses and churches and schools that have lived through this crazy project. So thank you for your patience. And the barrels will be up before Thanksgiving, so that's something truly to be thankful for. So it's going to be great. Next year, Baldwin starts. So anyway, thank you again for joining us. It's really a special day here in Orion Township, and I just think back to 4 years ago, the emotions that were running through my head. I had zero clue what I was doing, and you guys elected me. But I see Joanne. Where's Joanne at? Thanks, Joanne. So this is a very unique thing that happens, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what happens, and then I'm going to introduce our distinguished judge. But there are 1,240 townships in the state of Michigan, and we are governed by the same statute. So there is a transfer of power happening across the state that has to happen by November 20th, where people are being sworn into office to serve their communities. And so we're no different. We chose the 17th because Sunday is the 20th. But we want to thank you all for being here, as this is a very important day in our community. And I think there might be some nerves of some of the new guys coming on board, but we'll help them along. I would like to just recognize the elected and appointed officials in the room. So if you are an elected or an appointed official anywhere, would you please stand? Thank you for being here. And I'm not naming you all by name, so sorry about that. Because there's food in 10 minutes. Anyway, I'd like to welcome, just a quick housekeeping item. We are joined today by the Lambda Chi Omega sorority. They are a philanthropy sorority, not a college sorority, but they're out in the lobby here, and they are doing a bake sale. And so if you're able to and you're interested, we'd love for you to support them. The proceeds that they raise, they're great partners here at our community center, at the Orion Center. They also donate to Haven, the Oakland University Scholarship Fund, and my favorite is the Daisy Project, which built our very own special needs playground right here at Friendship Park. So thank you for Lambda Chi Omega for joining us today, and thank you for the Getz girls, because this is their second inauguration that they were able to sing the national anthem for us. And I know Gracie couldn't make it because she had to take an exam. What teacher would schedule an exam on Inauguration Day? But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, with that, I would like to invite up my good friend, Judge Julie Nicholson, who will administer our oath of office. Judge Nicholson was first elected in 1996, believe it or not. 20 years ago, that's crazy. Before I was born. And she has done so many great things for our community, and that's what I love about Julie. It's not just what she's required to do, but what she does above and beyond that. She is the chief judge of the 52nd District Court. But one of my favorite things is that she is, in partnership with Judge Nancy Karniak, has started the sobriety court at the 52nd Third Court. And this is an amazing, amazing program that you will see and hear a lot more about, because we're going to have their graduation ceremony in this room next year. It's a life-changing experience, what they're doing for people that have multiple offenses, and they're changing lives. So she doesn't just do the minimum, she goes above and beyond. So thank you for accepting our invitation to do the honors. And I would just say I almost wore the same thing, so I'm glad I changed before I left the house. And as we go through this, as you're being sworn in, if you would like to, please bring up whoever you would like to stand up with you as you take your oath of office. So it could be family, friends. So with that, we're going to start with the trustees, and I'll turn it over to Judge Nicholson.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Chris. And I just want to take a second just to congratulate all of you here today, not just the elected officials, but the friends and family of the elected officials, because for anyone that's been through a campaign or a race, you all know it is a team effort. So I hope to acknowledge all of you today. We just want to, I think what we're going to do is going to start with the trustees. So we're going to start with, we've got Brian Burney, and as Chris said, if you wanted to bring any family members with you up to the podium, please feel free to do so. Looks like a couple of them are missing school right now. Okay. Brian, if you want to face me, please. And if you'll please repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of Township Trustee
and I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of Township Trustee
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, next we have our next trustee is Michael Flood.
That whole row here.
Okay. Michael, if you want to face me, raise your right hand for me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state,
and the Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Township Trustee
the duties of the office of Township Trustee
in and for the Township of Orion,
and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and the State of
and
Michigan,
the State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. Get the white angle on? Okay, thank you. Thanks, man.
Okay, next we have Township Trustee Ron Slawinski. Got everybody in line there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's squirmy, girl.
Great, Ryan, can you please raise your right hand? I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that I will
States
support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Township Trustee.
the duties of the office of Township as trustee
He thought he was going to say supervisor. In and for the Township of Orion,
and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and State of Michigan,
and State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, it doesn't say supervisor, sorry. Okay, next we have John Steinmal. John's been through this a couple of times. Okay, John, if you please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
the duties of office of Township Trustee
the duties of office of Township Trustee
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Hey, John. Okay, next we're gonna, Donnie Steele, treasurer. Right here. Okay, we're looking for Donnie's aunt and uncle. Sorry, you thought you were gonna hide back there. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States. That's okay, she said she might cry, but that's all right. She's allowed to. The treasurer can. And the Constitution of the state,
and the Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully perform
that I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Township Treasurer
This is my wedding day, are the only two times.
You cried more than on your wedding day? Well, I'll say it again.
No, next slide.
And in and for the Township of Orion,
For the Township of Orion,
the County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and the State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
Let's do Julie and one more.
Oh,
Get in, Julie.
oh,
Judge. Sorry.
You know I answered that Okay, next we have Pat Dome. Pam Dome, I'm sorry. Okay. you please raise your right hand again? I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Deputy Township Treasurer
the duties of the office of Deputy Township Treasurer
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and State of Michigan,
and the state of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Did you want to get a picture with your family? Friends. Friends can be family. Next we have Penny. Penny's responsible for coordinating everything and getting everybody here and on time. Got the whole family here? Half of you? Wait, raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Township Clerk
the duties of the office of Township Clerk
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
and State of Michigan,
and State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Julie.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Susan Paula. Susan, if you want to raise your right hand, please. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that I will
States
support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Deputy Township Clerk
the duties of the office of Deputy Township Clerk
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Okay, next we have Chris Barnett. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Township Supervisor
the duties of the office of Township Supervisor
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
the County of Oakland,
the County of Oakland,
and the State of Michigan,
and the State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
One more.
Okay, and finally, but not least, we've got Jeffrey Stout. All right, Jeff's family's all covered up.
I did bring all my friends.
Jimmy, are you?
Come on, Brian.
I appreciate it. I'll say how you feel tomorrow.
See, he's really the important guy. All right, Jeff, if you'll raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that I
States
will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office of Deputy Township Supervisor
the duties of the office of Township Deputy Supervisor
in and for the Township of Orion,
in and for the Township of Orion,
County of Oakland,
County of Oakland,
State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thanks for being my
I gotta do the family picture.
Don't go far. I want you to all stay up here. Don't go far. All right. All right. Is this our family picture? Is this our family picture?
I think all the elected officials, if they were just sworn in, if you'll please come on up here and you can get one big group picture.
So we're going to, thank you, Julie, very much. We're going to invite up, at this time, we have a very special song, and so we're going to stand during the song, the elected officials, so this is our first test. That's going to be performed by our own clerk's granddaughter, Ava Schultz, and Daryl Waldecker. God bless America. You may be seated. Yeah. I was going to call you up, but it just worked out. You're already here. So thank you all for being here to support us today. This is a really important day in our community. And I want to issue a challenge to my fellow board members as well as say a few remarks of my own. But first of all, I want to say a couple things. I thought for sure that I was going to have to hold up Jeff's arm as he gave his oath. And everybody scrambled up here because that's probably the least desirable job in the township. But we have a phenomenal team here. And oftentimes, you know, the board and I get credit, but really the credit goes to our team. And so I'm going to recognize them at the very end here. And then also, personally, I have the most amazing family in the world. And they found out I was getting sworn in, and my brother went to Pittsburgh, and my mom flew to Europe. My sister moved to Germany. So I don't know how to take that. But thank you for being here. Grandma's the best anyway, so that's all that really matters, and your daughters, right? So, and my Uncle Gary too, so thank you. But first to the board. I look forward to the next 4 years with you. This is a call to duty. You chose to step outside of your comfort zone. You chose to give up quiet, intimate dinners to be interrupted by residents who want construction updates. Your life is going to be forever different, whether you like it or not. And I think that you all are doing this for the right reasons. So thank you for being willing to serve. It truly is a unique and humbling experience to serve your community. Sometimes it's very frustrating. So you will go through the highs and lows, but I hope through it all we will stick together. I'm challenging all of us to work together. That doesn't mean we always agree. It's good to disagree, but to be able to set aside our differences and seek the greater good. To understand that 38,000 is more than 100. We represent 38,000 people here. I don't recommend posting on Facebook after midnight. Stay off the Lake Orion chat room. I look forward to the next 4 years serving with you. So thank you. And personally for me, I'm so humbled. I try to put into words, it's really difficult, this job that I have. And I go to speak to a lot of fourth grade classrooms when they're learning about government, which is a lot of fun for me because that's the demographic that really gets me. And I always ask them the question, who do I work for? Who is my boss? And I always hear the president and the governor and everybody else. And usually the smart ones figure out like that their parents are. And I say, yeah, that's right, your parents are my boss. Anybody that votes is my boss. And so that is what I learned 4 years ago once I took office at 12:01 on November 20th, 2012 and sat there and opened the door and asked my admin, Julie, what would I be doing on a Tuesday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Because I had no clue. But it's been a wild ride and it's been a lot of fun. And for whatever reason, no one ran. So I don't know if anybody doesn't want this job or they think we're doing a pretty good job. The last 4 years has completely stretched me, it's developed me, and I look forward to the next 4 years. So here's my vision for the next 4 years for Orion Township. It's 4 things. First, we're going to listen to our residents. And I think that's very important, and so often when you get these positions, and raise your hand if you've ever been frustrated with Orion Township or Lansing or Washington, D.C. If you don't all have your hand up. The only person that didn't is Jim Tedder, our state rep next door. He doesn't make any mistakes. So we need to listen, and you're going to see a lot of new creative ways that we're going to do that. Stay tuned. The number 2 item that's really important to me is you're going to see that we're going to have the best customer service in government. We're already well on our way to that. Number 3 is we're going to continue to create innovative partnerships to save money and embrace technology. And the last thing is I'm going to put a really strong focus on leadership development. Leadership development of our board, leadership development of our department heads, our staff, and anyone else in the community that wants to jump in. So my challenge to you all is we've only just begun. It's a new 4-year term for some of us. For some of you, you're embarking on your first. Ask lots of questions. Seek guidance from our residents. And don't forget they're the ones that put you here. I just want to thank a few groups as we close out here and enjoy some food together. First, like I said, the most important group is my personal family and all of our personal families that have supported our journeys. The department heads, stand for a moment if you're here. And you have to because they were ordered to be here. So there are 11 of us, and we meet every Tuesday morning. And these folks are amazing, and they truly deserve the credit. So thank you for serving with me and hopefully putting up with me for the next 4 years. Next, our staff, who deserve the equal amount of credit. If you're on staff here, would you please stand? Thank you, and stay tuned for the rides getting wilder. Our sheriff's office, great partners of ours, who many of them are here today. Thank you for your support and continued partnership with us. Our consultants, and I see a couple of them standing in the back. If you're a consultant of the township, please stand. Thank you. We hit the lotto when it comes to consultants. Most of them are good. Okay, sorry, Dan. And then just lastly, the Chamber of Commerce has become a huge backbone of our community to support the local businesses here. And if you're involved in the Chamber, please stand. And then all the rest of you. I do want to say we do have 2 outgoing board members who have served this community well, and I want to give them a special thank you. I see Trustee Neil Porter is here, and I don't know if Mark is here, but please stand and be recognized. Neil, you're the only person that got a standing ovation today. And in closing, I want to thank each one of you for taking time out of your Thursday to come here and enjoy this special moment with us. The work starts now, but hopefully you'll stick around for a little bit and enjoy some food with us. And we really need your support. We need your encouragement, probably more than anything. We need your prayers, most of all, because this is a really tough job. And it's impossible to please 38,000 people. It's really hard to please the 50 that are in our boardroom, but especially the 38,000. So again, I want to thank you, look forward to serving with each one of you, and thank you to this amazing community for supporting us today. Enjoy some food and stick around. Thanks again.